goes, as I said, need to land this now. This can't go quietly.
They have to set up again with this the spy cam and the flash. It's actually going to do it a little bit late, and yeah, CNED to swing out ahead of it here. Demasik will fall. It's all to do for Shadow, but finds nothing else here. Acend will find their way into A side very quickly.
What?
Ace. AceNed. AceNed. That's just cheering on Acend. That's their team tag.
I mean, Ooh, we've got some fun going on. He'll be fixed up, maybe. He might have got the ace.
Maybe he did ace.
Yeah. Look, if it is, we get to watch it back now. So CNED did find 2 on the entry. Looked towards heaven, found another. And it looks like CNED will carry on where he left off. Kind of doubling, tripling, acing down at this point. So yeah, it's a very well played out round, clearly, for CNED here. The UI just knew before we did. So beautiful work from CNED. Apologies for that. Hopefully it all gets smoothed out now. Kind of, yeah.
No spoilers. But a good start. I mean, a very, very... Again, I love that setup, though. Every time FPX do this with the spy cam and the flash out A main, just there, the timing... I mean, actually, Acend full swinging on it is what catches FPX off guard, but... Now Acend going to look back. Actually, yeah, Zipan playing very deep here, all the way back in spawn. He does have Xiao next to him. We're going to allow them to come in onto site, relatively uncontested. So yeah, look at that Shock Dart. Going to do it. Shock Dart's going to get a little bit of damage as well. That's something to consider if they do re-aggress onto this.
Was that a freebie? That was straight through smoke, right? Now, CNED's still on the case, so... And you can look in the way he's taking these fights. He is just taking every angle that he wants to. He's feeling confident, and I can't blame him. He is now just going absolute sick on this. This is just like this insanest performance already. He's carrying it on. He comes back in looking just ready to fight. And the last 2 coming back in, they have sheriffs. A little bit of danger, sure. But CNED finally gets put down by Xiao, but this player's right there ready to trade in. They know where Demasik is. All of that value he could have had is lost, and they'll have to back away from this. He's looking to do as much damage possibly as he can.
It comes back through. Kilo's going to clean that one up, and Acend goes off to a lovely start here. Actually, yeah, well, actually 2 rifles going to come back into this one. Starzo and Keyless. CNED does have the Blade Storm. Expect him to pop that off the rip. Saving up for that operator.
Seven and 1. Round 2. Imagine being CNED. You know?
It must be nice.
It must be nice.
Really nice.
I just want the CNED cam at this point. If you're fragging out that much, he's got this ult in round 3. Must be nice. And away we go. Spike given over. He looks like he wants to be able to create that space towards B, and he might be leading the way. Zipan just got enough of a field to try and deny that. Yeah, they'll break the wall, but they don't give away too much. It was only 1 rifle heard, I'm pretty sure, and CNED still progressing forward. They've sat to a slightly deeper position towards the site. They forced them away from those opening angles. With Sage and Sova sitting a little deeper towards B.
You're going to creep up on this once again. This time, obviously, FPX going to play a lot closer. Zipan ready for the wall up, actually. Just gives away the angle quick enough. Zipan going to find both kills, though. Starzo and Bone Cold. That's it. That's the spike down in main. So CNED got to find something. He will trade down, finally. And we'll find a second as well.
Okay, look. I have to just keep believing in this guy now. No matter what he does, he seems untouchable. He finally goes down, but the value he creates every single time. But it's put into Coldamenter's hands, and he can't make it work for himself. We do see the round converted, but that could have been potentially not necessarily flawless. Maybe he just normally would get like a 1-for-1 trade out. No, he gets everything. He gets 2 kills. He costs him a little bit. He makes something out of nothing here. Now that was great. The follow-up as well, expecting the reaction. Look at this guy. This is what it's just like when you have a hot hand in the game. It just feels right. Angel is the keeper of him for now. Finally puts him down, deals with him. But he's making so many problems for FPX.
That's just right. Ooh, yeah, actually, FPX still in a position The purchase comes through in this round, so now is Japan now going to try and aggress his way out A main. And this is the thing really for FPX, if they can kind of quell this early round aggression from Acend, not give up this space for free, make it cost them, whether it be utility or under the kill. Japan going to sit back in tree now. Acend flex back out towards mid here. FPX actually situated pretty well for this market split. You can see Angels tucked in pizza and Shadow ready with the flash for him.
They're in really good positions for this. A hard clear works for Bone Cold though. He just walks up middle. No noise to it. The spam from behind, he just walks up and takes the fight. Angel's probably left there like, who takes that fight? Just dry. Just didn't even care. Either well prepared or just well positioned. And now they fall away from middle. They've got the control. But, oh, CNED. He backed himself to win and Demasek outdoes him this time. And I almost don't want to doubt his confidence because sometimes you got to play like you're going to win. And for now, he has been. But a 3v3 begins and Demasek, the reposition could be huge here, but does he dip through his... Oh, the adjust! He just snapped his wrist! But look at the control! Still showing off. Demasek once more. The timing's going to be unfavorable as Starkzone now gives himself a 1v2. Covers the spike, and now has to try and define these 2 kills.
The utility does have the heal. The fault line going to come through as well. Actually, they're going to swing on top of that. There you go. Fantastic clearance there. Shadow and Shao, but Demasek, what a round. Walks out of the cage in a full-on 90-degree snap there to find the first kill. There you go. Finds Cold Mentor, and at this point, I mean, finding Bone Cold's the bonus. The icing on the cake almost.
2-2 now. FPX starting to stabilize a bit, keep that money from swelling from Acend, and keep in mind, yes, the start was great, but it is the CNED show. It's been a while since I've had to talk about this. I had to talk about it with Tens originally in NA. Now we get to see a little bit of it here in Europe, but we have to see if it lasts. One-way smoke and the slow towards A long not going to happen, but presence built towards the B. Ooh, Shao's caught a bit of a glimpse there. Deals a touch of damage towards Bone Cold, but that's a good bit of info found. So again, they can kind of read in that we've had pressure on both sides of the map now. Let's just bide our time, sit back into a default. We don't have to overread this, but maybe pay attention towards middle, because that's what it looked like Acend like to try and exploit next on their kind of protocols. But they do only have pistols and maybe just that SMG, so it's going to be tricky to make that work.
And pull back and looking like actually, oh yeah, I guess considering stacking up towards A main, but they are going to split through A. Japan just straight away with the wall, and it's going to get broken as well. So, and some more information gathered just off the back of that. At least how many bodies are stacked up. It's 3 towards main, 2 on short now. Let's see what Acend can get done this time around on A site. Japan will open things up. CNED falls, and actually, it's Acend going to hit the rotation. You heard it there, 30 seconds. They've got to find something, got to find a way into B here, yeah. Now going to spot it on the jump spot.
There's no real way to cross on this. They can burst sight, but I'm pretty sure whoever's playing in the back shadow there is just going to buy time.
Yeesh.
13 seconds, they've run out of it.
It's so deep.
Can they try and get a kill? No, Angel's found Bone Cold. And Shadow just needs to play time, and he will do. 5 seconds. Fights 1. Here's the spike being planted. That's a clean 1v1 now. Now, Killers did well, but sure. Ooh, the timing. You could see the intention from Killers to try and bail down, to try and catch him on that, but too many players simply outnumber them and control them on that spike. And Acend, again, try and make it stick. And that was, considering what they had, not a bad attempt. Spike plant, 2 kills. But FPX, again, start building that momentum now.
Yeah, and again, CNED's probably the worst person in that scenario to find the first blood on, because, you know, as soon as they get contact, expect CNED to be the one to, you know, smoke, dash onto site, try and create that chaos factor for Acend to get in, close the door, you know, all of those things that we expect to see there. So, I mean, the only thing really is time slips away from it. With no time left to clear backside, like you said, just sit there and the clock ticks away. They have to force the plant in that scenario. They can't send 2 bodies to clear backside. Unfortunately, Starzo falls to it.
Here we go. Bit information looked for. Called a mentor on that case. We backed out of that one. Didn't want to give it... Wait. Oh, no way.
Eesh.
Ever feel like you're just... Someone's like a step ahead of you? Now, the one bonus is CNED still bailed them out of a player disadvantage, and they're going to split the defensive side. You can see the reaction wanted from FPX was to get aggressive towards short, but Bone Cold this time steps up and finds a way forward. If we get a Bone Cold CNED combo, Acend suddenly elevate drastically. Now the rotation going to be caught by Killes, finds one. Bonus of having Reyna, gets to back away, and readjust. Invulnerable at that point, and now Shao put in unfavorable position, but no one's watching this yet. Okay, no. CNED turned around. Should be okay. And CNED plays catch. Well done again, CNED. Just the grand equalizer every time, it seems. But that kind of flex towards short, that was considered and expected from Acend, I feel.
It was. I'm just trying to actually figure it out. So I think Coldamenta was droning from tiles, right? From connector.
Yep.
And somehow dies the aftershock, I guess, through the corner of B main. Yeah, I mean, a fantastic response there. Bone Cold pick up, because look at the ultimate economy right now for Acend. Look at it for Guild. Nice. Sorry, for FPX. Look at that. Everybody except CNED, basically, which is the one you'd expect to have it online.
I mean, he had it round 2. You know, he's on his second go around.
He's on his second ultimate, actually.
Hey, he's fine. Let's see if any of them get invested here. I'd be surprised if they don't. But FPX is going to go towards that double stack on short now, leave open A main. But they have the cameras, kind of, you know, the early warning signal if they need it. Interesting to not see a Killjoy. It's been a minute since I've not seen a Killjoy on this. I think we've seen a lot of very talented Killjoys, so it's been quite exciting. Once again, Angel put to the test in middle. They've been isolating him a fair bit and punishing him, so this could be interesting if that's something they try and exploit again.
Cover going out.
Nobody on B site right now. But, oh, what? CNED just comes in the back. He finds the opening. Shao luckily stacked up for the trade there, but an opening created, and look at Acend. They're going to hit straight onto A on the back of this.
Yeah, they've got so much space. This is a very well-considered round and a very well-handled round. Bone Cold leading forward. FPX do invest the res, though. That's Shadow back on his feet, so it's still a 4v4 here. We see what can happen in post plants, though, but here we go. Ultimate's now coming online. It's Killes to find Angel. Stops him ahead, and no trades come in. This is Shao now popping it back, though. Gets the tag, not the frag. Stark's on a bit of a late lurk through middle, but this is all coming in through heaven, at least for now.
Actually going to pop the Rolling Thunder through on this as well. Shadow going to clear out hell with that. Flash comes through. What? Bone Cold actually lost that. Coldamenta will trade back through, but numbers advantage in favor of Acend here. Zipan and Shao, the last two, they will get cleaned up. Killes, the final kill goes over to him, and Acend put themselves 4-3 up here.
The hunt begins.
I don't know how Shadow got away with that. Madness. Still, I'm liking the life we're seeing in Acend here. Now, we have noted in the past their compositions and their style traditionally work pretty well on their attacking sides. You know, CNED is just one of those players that can just counteract a lot of things, and you become more, I guess, a little bit more defining on the attack. You can kind of create more space for yourself. At least I feel traditionally. He does have his ultimate now if he wants to lean to it as well. That's always a potential. And I don't know how much they've read of this double stack towards short, but if they feel like CNED can just do the kind of, you know, the jet move in, then they could get away with it. Now, there is the wall in the way. There are a couple of smokes. Demastic's going to try and tuck himself in, be baited in, but Angel going to get himself over here. That's a big investment to come over towards this, and they can always peel away. They're still above a minute on the board. Yeah,
I think Acend have read that as well. Obviously, now FPX going to send somebody back over towards B, but Yule's still here. Try and... Oh, Angel's crab walks out from behind Jen, finds that kill. But again, Acend haven't really found anything elsewhere, so that peak may be a little preemptive here. Starzo may be considering the res here, but he's solo, so it's risky.
Oh, you can see he's so tentative on the edge of that smoke, just making sure it's cleared. Can wall for this. That goes up, res comes in. Okay, jump peek to see if anyone's there. There is actually 4 players on the other side, but look at this bait. Look what this is allowed. So much space to be gone. It's just Shadow who'll be watching this side, and CNED confident enough to just dive in head first. He's going to keep a lot of space safe for now. Allows that spike to be crossed towards site. Plant should be coming in. Pretty happy all said and done. Angel is the only danger man in this round. Traditionally, he has the rifle, but bringing that anywhere he can use it is going to be hard. But these post plants, there are 3 dedicated towards the site, and that late joining of the 2 who are over towards A actually creates a lot of safety. They can clear back through those B halls and be like, well, no one's here. You can focus towards that connector, focus towards CT, and it just makes this almost impossible.
At this point here, we see FPX look to just hold them. Do some damage, make sure as many die as possible. You're going to come through. Challenge very late on this retake. But look at that. Demastic and Angel both fired kills. Bone Cold responds, 2 of his own.
Okay, Bone Cold's up to the fighter now. The 2v1, but time. And if Xiao's got enough of it. And a good attempt, but not quite good enough. Acend, look, it's getting costly between both these teams. It's incredibly close between both of them. Now, let's kind of roll it back for a second and kind of remind ourselves how this started. You've got to kind of take into account, yes, we had the great start from CNED, but we're now getting Bone Cold, finding a bit of form here. Yes, against something like pistols, you know, in bits and pieces, it's not huge, but it's confidence builders as well. Get Bone Cold online, because we saw what he can achieve in the previous games. This is a player that can be a game changer as well as CNED. So if he joins in with this, you've suddenly got a very, very difficult team to try and dismantle. Whereas we're seeing the collective, I feel, of FPX doing okay, but I feel like they're not quite getting that grip on what Acend are doing. Angel's finding it tricky, I feel, to find some position through middle. He's been kind of, not necessarily worked out, but he's been pressured a great deal to keep him quiet.
Well, this is the thing as well. We could see the clear game plan on Bind, right? It was to literally challenge the one thing we knew Acend was going to do. And actually, the unpredictability kind of playing into Ascend's favor, right? CNED constantly showing this early A presence, looking to kind of bait out that rotation. Again, anticipating CNED's going to be the front man, right? Wherever he goes, that's the tell. That's the hit, right? And now with the operator, I mean, it creates a secondary layer of problems for FPX here. If he can start finding these picks.
Got the angle.
Yeah.
He's got them both locked in there if he commits to that. I don't know, it is just enough of a one-way that he's benefiting from this.
Yeah.
He still doesn't have to move. They are locked to this. Oh, Zipan! Ferrari peeks him out of there. How does Zipan hit that? Just the pre-fire on the cross, just feeling that pressure. And now it's game back on. Coldamenta wants revenge for his fallen buddy, but it's going to be Shadow with one good one, but then the swing out gives at least a chance for an answer from Bone Cold. And look at these scrappy fights on either side. The spike is still backed by Spawn. This was never a fully intended sight hit, but now they've succeeded so well towards A. It's open and it's vulnerable. We have 2 remaining. Angel towards middle. That's going to be red, I feel, at this point. He's been kind of a consistent element towards middle, and then look at Xiao kind of sitting right in between. They have no idea where they're going to head towards at this point.
But you make a really interesting point, right? These chaotic rounds, they play more into Ascend's favor. FPX, they look best when they're able to maintain that structure, that setup and discipline that we see from them. To get Angel now going to go towards short, but they're way off for this plant coming through. Not going to be able to stop it. No real pressure coming in. It's going to allow Acend to set up for this post plant.
Look and see what the first opportunity would be. Xiao can play through heaven. You're not going to be able to dig the player out of hell. Maybe the one on... This is the awkward thing with the post plants, right? If you get 2 players stacked towards that hell side and then one towards maybe main, then it's tricky, but they're actually kind of condensing towards the site, so maybe there's a chance towards Starkso here. Let's see how well he holds this. Angel gonna get caught off guard. Very tricky angle to play against. Look at these angles they're holding and just toying with Xiao now as he gets put to bed eventually. He did find Starkso, but that was about it. So good work in the end for Acend, but that just felt like, okay, let's just try and get the pick and see what works for us. After the back of CNED getting just like straight up xantares peeked out of that hold, I don't know really what to kind of expect from that. Everyone just went super puggy on it.
Indeed, he's looking back over now. If FPX sheriffs across the board, but Shadow opting for a bucky. This is tough. No stack on the side of FPX either, so I'm going to try and play this one out. See what Acend give it to them. CNED back on the Blade Storm now. FPX Demastic with the neural theft. There's Shadow and Xiao, both 2 away from theirs respectively. Acend just sitting back again, anticipating this at all the space and all the time, to be honest with you, to figure out exactly what FPX are doing.
First step. No need to stop spraying. Catching out Angel. We still have that double stack on short. Could maybe see a couple of players as they cross in, but for now, Acend have every bit of control. You can even see the killers is catching the cross in case anyone tries to play up towards middle. They can pretty much lean wherever they feel like on this. They've got 50 seconds to play with. Maybe just feeling out for that stack, seeing if there's mid aggression, just going through the protocols at this point.
Again, just sat back so deep. I mean, the spike finally making its way here. And Shadow posted with the bucky. We saw this position from Yassine earlier on. We'll find the first there. spots out the second as well. The counter peek coming through from his teammate. Leah going to blind him out a little bit. And the dash from CNED again. The chaos plays into their favor. Keyless cleans him up now. Shout. Last man, CNED finds the headshot. Wall bang. It's going to be V-sight.
There's all of those potential dangers have been dealt with. That little bit of aggression towards, you know, B main could have been something. Doesn't equate to much, and they keep them at arm's length. Now, yes, Demasik does find Keyless. There's a 2v3. He actually goes for his ult on this. Well, what can he get out of this? I mean, they've seen CNED, but just noting where CNED is doesn't mean you're going to get much else. Now, the gun is on the other side of the cross, so that's a bit of an issue, but Zipan just beheads CNED. Okay, maybe now game on. Let's see how much more they can do. There's rifles to be recovered here. Oh, Demasik! He does even more now. Cordamenta called upon in the final moments. The 1v1! He takes the fight! The boldness on him.
Beautiful clutch from Cordamenta. That gets him one away from his Hunter's Fury as well. So if they're going to make him an early play here, but again, in that scenario, it's another one we talk about. You know, FPX looking to damage the economy, right? Looking to stop the bleeding almost. But Acend, they've posted their 7th here, and that's, I'll be honest, after the way last map went, that's not what I was expecting, especially for their attack in half here. They made this adjustment perfectly away from that composition we saw on Bind, and this is looking really good for him right now with a double duelist. That very quick hit coming out towards A, it looks like. CNED find a lot of space. Doesn't draw a rotation out just yet. Angel just now making his way over. There's things like this. It's the early round presence that's going to keep FPX kind of on the edge of their seat.
Right here.
Again, nearly caught out.
Cordamenta, man. He's not loving it. He really does hate Shadow at this point. Kind of warded them away enough. Early intention shown towards A and this lean back towards middle. Once again, Angel though on the op now. Not that I'm not sold. Waiting to see if it works out. Going back into what's probably going to be a 3-2 split with Darkso collecting the spike and heading down towards Killers, I imagine. But it's Bone Cold. That's the opportunity. Huge opener. Bone Cold finds it. That's now game on. You should just pour forward on this, and they are. Zipan has to fall away, give up the angle. He's going to get towards heaven, actually. Angel's got decent time on this. That's not bad. The pressure wasn't quick enough through main. They got that maybe a little bit too successfully. They didn't even expect it. Angel again. Death from above. And now CNED's got a dirty angle, though. He's at least going to keep one of the two potential... What? CNED, you have the best map of your life, and that's the shot you miss? But then Bone Cold still wins this?
Last round before the switch.
Sometimes, Hypok, I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... The observers have been so good this weekend, by the way. Just switching at the perfect time to catch moments like that. Just pinnacle EU Valorant. You love to see it. Just me?
Yeah. Alright. CNED. Let's see an op. I do see an op. What are you going to do with it, CNED? Angel's gone walkabouts, but this has all been no... Ooh! Cordamenta! Absolutely nutmegged. He's having a brutal time. He just wants to play around with his little drone, and he's just getting absolutely pushed around.
I feel like it was Keyless that was hunted on the last map, and this time around it's Cordamenta. And that's the Hunter's Fury off the board. Stars are nowhere near the res, and again, we know how impactful, I mean, one of the most impactful ultimates in the game. Demasik. Okay, I'm going to catch all this info finally spotted out there.
We're waiting for more from Bone Cold, but he did get put off by Zipan, and now everyone's over here. CNED's going to have to dig deep on this one. Not allowed. Zipan stays close on him now. He's marking his man. He's not letting this get away with it anymore. CNED finally gets dealt with. But the scoreline, Hypok, look at this.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of flips the script on what I was expecting coming into this, especially with how well poised FPX were. And again, that's, I think, one of the best examples of just counterplay that we've seen in recent... That's perfectly lined up. But anyway, one of the best examples we've seen of just, you know, calculated do your homework, right? I mean, it came in, you can literally see it's visible in every single round, every single scenario that Acend's strategy became prominent. But this time around, Acend able to just, I mean, honestly, outclass FPX, and that's not something we say very often.
No, it truly is a rarity. We could take you through their accolades now, but for now, we'll just look towards the pistol round and see how this goes. Acend now have to try and keep this one in check. This has to now become a consistent factor for them. Can't just be that one half that we know they are good on. We need to see them now converted to the second. FPX, though. Their time to define the pace. Predicting maybe a little bit of aggression through those B halls, and it's not wrong. Angel's got a lot of room here. They would shut that door, keep the vision gone. Now, eyes towards Heather, maybe checking towards Hell, just in case there's a player, but they've got it all for free. This is a straight-up retake. Now, the timing's everything. Look at not this, but Breach on the other side.
Oh my God.
CNED way too aware. Find Shadow, and now there's 3 players on the flank. This means, yes, they're light in Heaven, but these post plants are dicey.
I mean, they've got time to sit this out. Zipan now with the ghost. He's posted up, could potentially play distance here, but Bone Cold backs him up and will eventually trade that out. Now Angel there. Bone Cold again. This guy's insane today.
He's having a game. Shao now called into attention. These are pretty tricky fights and they're tradable. And you can see it, Shao now has to go big or go home. This is mad work from Acend. That's going to be 9. And that flank through middle was just nuts.
Acend on the brink of going to double digits now. FPX still trailing a 5-round deficit. Be interested to see. This is the moment. Again, just so good. So good from CNED and Bone Cold. Again, Zipan, I thought, you know, with the ghost there, especially if he gets that clean first shot onto CNED. CNED was already low HP, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think they already had a little bit of a scrap maybe somewhere, but no matter which way you look at this, you've got now the Bone Cold CNED duo that has become, like, truly a duo, right? It just started being like, oh, they're both quite good players, but now you're starting to see that kind of, like, 1-2 punch that really gives Acend such a deadly look. And look at that play as well from that Killers. Gets a little bit of attention to start with. Angel trying to keep control towards short. Could potentially isolate the fight, but no. Draws out some utility. Actually, a fair crack of utility put towards just a couple of shots from that Sheriff.
FPX holding steady for the time being. It's only really Demasic actually exploring a main. Keeler might have just got the cross. He double checks it, but Demasic will come out the victor. Gonna push through and try and retrieve that weapon. Coldamenta now gonna get flashed out here. Angel does. He locates him. He does. Still, Coldamenta comes down on top. He's actually gonna double down. Finds a second. This is fantastic.
Can he still survive? That's the curiosity in my mind. Can he stay alive or just be enough of a nuisance to cost them time? Demasix could be the one put to charge on this. Yeah, nice clear from Demasix. 35 seconds now and a 3v3 presented. A little bit of space work towards short, but beyond that, not much. And walking into the dark towards B and it's Bone Cold on the other side. Spike is leaning this way, so it looks like this could be the end goal for them. How Bone Cold plays this. Lots of utility left to put into action as well. This could be quite nice. Now you're going to hit Demasic, or they're going to hit Demasic, making a whole lot of noise. The double face as they swing in. Really well done by FPX. Crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Now the spike will be planted. We've got to see what the lurk looks like. Actually, no. Demasic didn't quite go for the lurk. He's joined them by main. Starkso and CNED, though, on the playback through.
I love this. They're going to try and play it aggressively as well. Nobody on site. They're going to try and challenge as 3 onto Starzo in the spawn. CNED now. That still has some utility. The dash, most importantly, and a couple of smokes to boot. Stars are able to creep up here. And if they can explode at the right time, Stars are going to find Shao. That's a big opening. Actually, they find both kills on site. It's Demasic. He's left trailing. He's the one in B main. He's got to give away his position. Diffuse coming through. Halfway already. The smoke down. Oh my word. Ascend crack a 2v3 retake there. It's, I mean, FPX were set up. They literally had the right plan. They tried to isolate that one kill there, played it aggressively, came off site. They had Demasic hold on to B main control, but I don't know how Demasic let them cross. How did he let them cross the challenge site?
Don't know. I don't know if it was just... I think FPX don't know. This is a timeout they're calling in. This has to be them calling a timeout, unless there's like a tech issue or something. I've got to feel they've lost a grip on this game. They've lost the read. They've lost a bit of that kind of punch that they normally pack. The trades aren't there. The spacing's not quite as scary as you'd imagine. The economy's in tatters constantly, and they're just being clutched on. Now, let's have a look at this already. Starkso gets him for free, no trade. Slower on the second peak there, and it's just by that point, you've already lost so much potential that the round's just been ripped away from you. And speaking of the money, it's actually kind of weird right now for the other side as well. Kila's down to, what is it, Bucky? Koldamenta, 2.5k, so he could go for a little something if he fancies it, but on the other side, Rifles come out. I think it's now or never for FPX in my mind. If they don't build back now, move on to Icebox. I don't think the money's going to come back in their way where we won't see a round where either CNED or Bone Cold will do enough impact to garner them one round.
Scanning ahead.
It's worrying to see FPX in this scenario. And again, on a round like this, Keela's playing a Bucky. It'd be main. See, no real push out coming from Acend, so I like the fact they're sitting back for this. Angel drifting his way up mid. The textbook, the trademark. Cleared, yeah, the Owl drone going to get cleared away. So Kilo's position still gone unnoted. Angel did try and find that wallbang, but no damage coming through. FPX taking a while to really solidify their control here, Lauren.
Well, no one's peeking into them. They're not getting any opportunities, and yeah, if they go towards B main, sure, they'll get a fight on it. Xiao keeping a fair cracker distance. Yeah, beautifully done. Really nice from Xiao. The intuition is just right. Bone Cold, though, gets pinched on. That's the burst that FPX were looking for, maybe waiting for that little bit of control to build towards B main, but the Sen left in towards the retake, and Koldamenta has nothing to bring into this. Yeah, the body and the utility, but none of that left, and just the classic by his side. Starkso and CNED, they pulled off the, what, 2v3 before? Now they've got a 3v4, and the first doesn't happen. Koldamenta goes down, but Demasik receives a touch of damage, but now he's in a bit of a pinch. Expect CNED in that position. Demasik's coming online as well, but they need more of this. It can't just be those bits and pieces. Starkso, maybe looking to catch a few on the way out here, but not really in the position to make much more of it.
So just going to look to get a couple of constellations, maybe. Demasik still holding on to this, though. Starzo comes out top. Angel there, good for the trade. We'll keep 3 alive here, and that's 3 rifles. That's important. Again, you can talk scoreline all you like, but right now, it's economy. It's going to be fragile for FPX going forwards. Yeah, again, I think I just saw it pop up as CNED onto the operator in this round. We'll have to, yeah, there you go.
Glass cannon, baby. Let's go. See what you got, CNED. No armor. Okay, all gas, no brakes from CNED. Let's see where he takes himself. It looks like maybe just a little mid-start. Has a little look down. Nothing really to know yet. Koldamenta trying to make some progress himself. We're going to see that little bit of a short stack coming out, it looks like. And Bone Cold's the one looking for information. He's happily looking towards middle and sees nothing right now.
FPX will retrieve the orb from A main. It looks like they're going to come back now towards mid. Aldrone going to give away Xiao's position at least. Now CNED going to flex out a little bit, anticipating.
He's walking mid. It's going to be huge. And it is Shadow already going to receive just a blow to the gut on this one. Shadow now down. CNED readjusting around, goes the long way through, just in case there's maybe some pressure coming through from B main, and can slowly replay in towards middle as well. They've still kept control. Bone Cold's still there.
And this is the problem now that this operator's online. It's going to keep FPX. I mean, it's going to force them to play so cautiously in the early round. We saw how many times it happened on bind.
Shadows traveling.
FPX is kind of drifting back and forth now. CNED's just been
30 seconds left.
such a threat to them. Again now. Do the same here on Ascent. Aldrone comes through. Not actually spotting Starzo's positions. I think he can go unchecked on lane for the time being. Demasik actually going to clear through. So FPX will find the entry they're looking for. 10 seconds left on the clock. They need to get this spike down.
They do, but it's going to be tricky to play back in. Even with CNED on that op, he might have to depend on the ult if they want to go for this. As it stands, here we go. 3 going to play back through connector. You've got Xiao going to be put to task on that potentially. And the CT approach is pretty much only CNED. So this is all going to be kind of the back and forth. Angel going to send a little bit of utility to try and just kind of split up this play back in. Xiao's going to find Bone Cold. No quick trades available. Golden Mentor finds two.
What?
CNED turns that op into a shotgun and just shoves it down Angel's throat. And there it is. Sick retake again from Acend. They want this. They'll put in whatever this takes to get them to map 3.
That was beautiful. Again, we always talk about, you know, the operator being so awkward to pull off a retake with, especially if you can't swap out, but just the time. I mean, Coldamenta opening that one up and the perfectly timed peak. You can see it here. As soon as these 2 kills come through, CNED looks for a little bit of contact on stairs. Absolutely rails Angel.
Quite good as CNED, isn't he?
He's all right, actually, yeah. He's all right.
But this map isn't just the CNED show. We've been talking about Coldamenta and Bone Cold a lot, but it's Coldamenta who's also up there as well. He's starting to come online, and obviously that little bit of a play back in has certainly helped out. And quiet from FPX. This has not been a great display from them. They look red. They look kind of outclassed on this map. So we've had 2 maps where either side has kind of outdone them. Now, I will say that CNED having a big performance always is going to help, but that's just something that comes along with having him in your team. Now, FPX, no real kind of trickery to this. You're going to see the mid-peak maybe being found by CNED. Not sure if he saw it. Ultimate is popped, though, so that's Coldamenta going to send a couple down. One going to come back in. And he's actually going to receive it. It's going to be Xiao taking down Kiles, but the trade-out came through. That was with Angel dying on this one. So they haven't really gained too much progress yet. They're just going to have to either walk a smoke or hold.
That's going to opt to walk right the way through. CNED now. Fucking market. What? Xiao actually lands the headshot there onto CNED. He somehow still picks him off, and that gives the man advantage back over to Acend. Bone Cold creeping here. Zipan top of the wall. He's ready for it, though. Look at that. The cross that placement was on. Yeah.
I just saw a tracer come through that was like just whizzing past the head. CNED almost had him. Rez comes out, the swing comes in. Starkso trades it effectively, though. He's going to keep this going. Invest back in on the Rez as well. And now Shadow in all kinds of trouble. He's got Demasik with him. The 2v3 time's going to start to tick, and you can see that Reyna coming back on, and here we go. The play back in. Kiles is there! And Starkso so as well. FPX just crumble under the pressure.
Shadow actually getting spotted out, but taken down to 10 HP by Starzo through the wall there. You see him almost just confused as to where that pressure was coming from. Acend have looked so good at resetting in these retake scenarios. So good.
Match point. This is it.
Look here,
I've got to say, it's unreal.
One enemy remaining.
Watch this play out. I just feel that whenever I watch Acend, they're just willing to do whatever it takes to get them across the finish line. Do you need a pop-off performance? Sure, CNED will do everything he can to get you that. You need some help with him? Bone Cold and Coldamenta are there. They are fighting tooth and nail for the chance to stay in this. And as it stands, they are on the verge of taking us to map 3 now. Kiles gets a little aggressive, and Angel reminds him of his place. But by now, the place Acend want is map 3. They want Icebox, and that would be on the horizon if I'm not mistaken. Now already, Presence pushed further forward, forced away. CNED, though, flashed off the angle, and they can't make Presence yet. The pressure now. Oh, you got 1 for it. I thought Starkso might have been unnoted, but CNED on the adjustment here. Swings around towards Heaven. Pops the ultimate and gets ready to go up. Oh, CNED! Just so good! Anything that they need, he is willing to put his body on the line for. And now he finds more presence towards short. What does he do with this now, though? You got Shadow in towards Hell. Hard to pry players out of that position. Angel now vision gets limited, put into a cone. Demasik does find Bone Cold. And now it's just down to the one-man CNED. Does he go for this? He's got 3 players in front of them. Spike ticking against him. Angel still there. Player towards Hell. He's found 1. There was a chance. But it gets put out by Demasik.
Oh my word. CNED is just insane today. Insane. That jump up over the boxes there from Tree was actually just filthy. Absolutely filthy. And like you said, it's the willingness to just throw himself at the fight.
Okay. Money has been put down for now. You're down to scraps, so it's Frenzy, Sheriffs, and Buckies. So not much of a worry. Or it shouldn't be. Someone kind of pops off, maybe garners a rifle, kind of filters that away. We do have 3 players with light armor, so there is a chance if they get one of these rifles, they can definitely do something with it. Bit of a roaming pack of players as well around short now, over towards 8. Leaning back towards middle as it looks like Bone... Look, Bone Cold hits these.
The wall come up so he can expect for it. There you go, Angel falls. Actually comes back and bails Keyless out of that spot as well by dealing with the owl drone. Keyless will be able to stay there. Starzo as well going to find a kill.
What?
And Coldementor as well. What is going
It's a
on right
4v2.
now?
Is this how you get through to map 3? With pistols? Now the rifles start filtering back. It's on Shao and Shadow for pride's sake. You don't want to lose like this. And Shadow starts feeling the burn through Connector. Invests every bit of utility he has, but this isn't going to hinder that cross. But now they make it through. Now what do they do with this? You still have CNED, you have Starks, you have Coldementor, one of the clutch players coming into the Shao, wants to get ahead of it. Tries to wrap around. He's going to at least catch a glimpse of Coldementor. CNED tries to back away. Shao does get one, but the trade comes out. CNED finds him. It's all on Shadow. And in the round that was never meant to be the closer, it's going to be done. Acend break the back of FPX and push through to map 3.
That is actually insane. To bounce back like that, like I said, on Bind, it was like...
Defenders win.
on Bind,